Hi, I'm Todd Heitkamp, the owner of Dakota Angler here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, with this week's 2-minute fishing report. Well, folks, we're still playing games with Mother Nature this past week. Despite the fairly stable weather, we still had some wind and some clouds, and you would think that would kind of trigger the bite, especially with the falling pressure. But from what I understand, this past weekend's bite was pretty tough. You had to really work hard to find those active fish, and those that did move around quite a bit, did have some luck, so that's the key. Remember, we're getting into that time of the year where you just can't sit still in one spot. You got to move around to find those active fish. As far as the walleye bite is concerned around the area up in the northeastern part of the state, bitter continues to probably be one of the better ones. A lot of smaller to medium-sized walleyes being caught there. Otherwise, a few being caught at Waubay, and that bite's really slowed down the past week. Other lakes like Indian Springs, Long, Dry Lake by Florence, Reed, Pickerel and Big Stone, a few walleyes being caught now and then. And then down the southeastern part of the state, more of the same. It seems like the better bite is on Ponset, but then the problem with Ponset is you got the crowd. There's no doubt about that. Other lakes include Whitewood, Thompson, Sinai, Dry Lake by Whitewood, and then Oakwood, 81 Ponds, Campbell, and Island. And again, on some of those lakes, especially like Whitewood and Thompson, you got to be careful of the ice conditions, even dry. You got to be careful out there. So again, make sure you're aware of some open water. Make sure you're aware of the slush pockets, all that stuff. Just be aware of it as you're venturing out. As far as what jigs that people are using to catch those walleyes, again, it seems like the best bite is late afternoon and early evening hours. So a lot of Northland glow shot jigs have been working really well. Right, Rapala slab wraps, and then also puppet minnows and jigging wraps have been working well at the same time. And then as far as the perch bite is concerned, Ponset, Big Stone, Thompson, Dry Lake by Willow Lake, and then also a few being caught at Whitewood as well as Island. And then crappie are being caught at Schaefer Slough, a few at Ponset, and as well as a few at Pickerel. And what have guys been using? A lot of tungsten jigs, and it seems like the Acme tungsten jigs have been very popular of late. We've sold quite a few of them the past 3 to 5 days. And then also dropper chain lures. Again, that's typically is what you would expect. The Haleys and the Pilkies have worked really well. Tipped with wax worms and maggots. And by the way, we have plenty of that on hand. So if you need some, stop by the store here or order it online. In this week's version of Todd's Tackle Tips, we're going to talk about aggressive fishing techniques. And what I mean by that, what I call kamikaze fishing. Meaning you're going to drill a lot of holes on days when the pressure is high. In other words, the fish are going to be a little lethargic. They're not going to be as active as what they normally are. You need to go out looking for the fish, and that's what we've seen this past weekend, is that you need to start looking for those active pods of fish. They're not necessarily going to come to you. Now, if you sit there and wait, you may get one or two, but if you don't go looking for them, you're going to be more disappointed more often than not. So what you need to do is be more aggressive and start looking for those pods of fish. And how you can do that is start looking at structure, looking at different things that may trigger a little bit of a different reaction to your bait. Start drilling a few holes and dropping your electronics down that hole, your depth finder, to see if you're marking any fish. And you drop your jig down there to see if that fish is a little bit more active than what you have been seeing. If you don't see any fish there within the next 5 to 10 minutes, move to the next hole. Keep doing that at different depths and different parts of the lake, different areas of structure. And where that camera can also come in useful is that if you're not really aware of the structure of the lake, drop the camera down there at the same time and see what structure may be down there, and if that structure is actually holding any fish. So again, use that technology to your advantage. But believe me, if you have a gas auger or any auger, electric auger, you're going to go through a lot of gas, you're going to go through a lot of battery juice, drilling a lot of holes on these high pressure types of days where you're going to have to go look for the active fish. Don't sit there and be disappointed. Go after them, and maybe you can get a half bucket of fish, but at least you'll go home with some fish, being more proactive than reactive. Now it's time to take a look at a few photos that you sent in to me this past week. And remember, folks, if you'd like your photo included in next week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report, please send it to me. Send it to todd@dakotaangler.com or post it to our Facebook wall. And if I use your photo, your name will be entered into a monthly drawing for a $25 gift certificate. And before we end this week's report, I want to let you know, folks, that make sure you stop in the store. We still have plenty of shacks and augers and electronics on hand. Make sure you stop on by and take advantage of some of the great deals that we have here at the store. You're not going to find prices like this anywhere else, so make sure you stop by and see the great selection and the great prices that still can be had right here at Dakota Angler. If you have any questions, by all means, feel free to give us a call at 605-336-9132. Well, folks, that's this week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report. For Dakota Angler, I'm the owner, Todd Heitkamp, and as we say around here, fish on! We'll see you next time, and again, thanks for watching.